Diana Lidstone here, growth strategist for talented entrepreneurs who really want to step into their role as a profitable CEO. So today's topic is all about raising your rates. I want to share with you 21 ways that you can confidently raise your rates without feeling slimy, icky, salesman-ish type of thing. Okay, so you might want to get out pen and paper. But I thought a video would be the quickest way to share these with you. So raising your rates, number one, is not about asking for more money or just hiking up your fees. Raising your rate is really about knowing your true worth. So what is the worth of the transformation that you offer? So I'll give you an example of what I mean. I have a friend who helps people get over smoking, quit smoking, like in 3 sessions, quit smoking. So I asked her one day, what was that transformation worth to the person who quit smoking? And she goes, well, I don't know. Well, how could you put a monetary value to it? Number one, you can actually, figure out if this person was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. A pack of cigarettes a day is worth X amount of dollars times 365. That person, I think we figured out, would save something like $7,000 a year. I don't know if the math is right, but that's one way, right? So that was one ripple effect. Never mind what it was saving that person in healthcare, new clothes, taking clothes to the cleaners, etc. What is it worth? What is your transformation worth to the person? And so if you come up with a figure that's way up here and you're currently charging way down here, what if you raised your rate in the middle here somewhere? The person, your client, still feels that they're getting a great deal, but you've increased your rates and increased your profits hugely, hugely. So number one, know your worth. Number two, I love this. Ask for it, ask for the sale, ask for the raised rate with confidence and certainty. You must know deep down inside yourself with certainty and with confidence. It's like the fire in your belly that you're worth it. Because if you don't believe it, they certainly won't. Number three, always add value when you raise your rates. So you can do some research and find out what would be beneficial to them? What would be valuable to them if you offered it in addition to what you're currently offering? Could be a follow-up session, right? What is that going to cost you? Not a lot, but to the person it might mean a lot. It could be you're going to give them a meditation, you create it once, right? What could you add value? How could you add value to your transformation when you're raising your rates? Number four, you must know what to say when a returning client, right? You're raising your rates. So I'll give you an example. I actually have a conversation this afternoon with a client. She was a client, and for health reasons, she had to stop. And so we agreed that the contract that she had with me would be null and void. I mean, she couldn't, change her health. So how am I going to handle the conversation? Because my rates have increased since we last spoke. Again, it's going to be with confidence and certainty, right? I don't need to explain. I just need to say it. The more you get into the explanation of why you've risen your rates, leaves loopholes for objections. So you don't need to explain. So that was number four. Number five. Sometimes we have trouble justifying raising our rates because we don't feel successful. So one of the ways that we can feel confident and certain is by what successes have you had in the past? And if you write down what successes you've had in the past, I'm sure it will give you a boost of confidence, right? And you can use these examples when you're talking to people if they are objecting to the increase in the rate. Okay? Number 6. This is really, really, really important. Make sure you know your own unique difference, or as I call it, your expert advantage. What makes you the go-to person in your industry that someone cannot get anywhere else? What is it? Your unique expert advantage. Some people might call it your unique selling proposition. I think it's more than that. You need to know what makes you different and you the go-to expert. So, do you have intellectual property? Do you have a system that nobody else has? Do you get results that nobody else has? Remember, your clients only want results. Number 7, I love this. Take the personal out of the price hikes. If you've created new coaching programs, etc., etc., it's not about you personally, right? It is, but for your client, it's not. Okay? Go into it with, again, the confidence and certainty that your program, product, or service is worth what it is. Take the personal out of it. Don't allow the possibility of rejection to get in your way. Number 8, this is really important. Also, give advance notice. So a lot of my clients in my group coaching program, the Achievers Club, are creating new packages, new programs, new services, but they also currently have clients. So they need to give advance notice. And so one of the things I do is here's a template for giving advance notice. And, one of the things that you can do is if you already have a customer, your prices are going up to here, give advance notice and say, well, in 3 months or whatever it is, I am going to increase my prices, but because you are already a current client, I'm only going to increase them marginally. Okay? So give advance notice. Number 9, point out your increased value prior to the price hike. So, one of the great ways of doing this is to ask your clients for testimonials. And when they're doing that, they are singing your praises. They're talking about your value, how much value you've added to their life, to their business. And this could be the perfect lead-in to raising your prices, right? They already see how great you are. Ask for feedback. Number 10. It could be that you want to change a program. How can I make it better? How can I make it better for you? And, here's a list of questions that you might add. A feedback form might be, where were you stuck when we first met? What reservations did you have about investing in coaching? What helped you make the decision to take this step? What 1 to 3 specific results have you gained since we started? What makes me different from other approaches, programs, services, or offers? And what would you say to others about taking my coaching? Great feedback. You can tweak your program, product, or service using that and use that to upgrade your prices. Oh, number 11, I've already mentioned this, but don't automatically grandfather in an existing client. As I said, tell them in advance you're going to raise it, but you're just not going to raise it quite as much because you value their loyalty. Position this as a privilege and a favor rather than, something else. Number 12, consider your client's progress. That's right. If you're feeling guilty about raising the prices and you already have an existing client, think back to how far they have come when they're working with you, right? So an example might be, and sometimes it's not always monetary. An example might be a client working with me. Previously, they were going to conferences to get leads. They were getting nada, no leads, nada. I worked with them for 3 or 4 months. We repositioned their messaging. The next conference they went to, they came back with 37 qualified leads. That's a result. It hasn't yet transpired, but it will. So know that that is sometimes your results haven't fully manifested, if we could say that, right? Oh yes, if you have difficult clients, it's a great time to raise your prices because guess what? Raising your prices sometimes gets rid of those difficult clients. They're not your true dream client. So that's all right. You can raise the prices, and if they don't want to continue to work with you, that's just okay. Number 14, this is a great way. Offer 3 choices: small, medium, and large, gold, silver, bronze, whatever you want to call it. And these are packaging choices. Very often this works really, really well with done-for-you services. So website, bookkeeping, that sort of thing. And you offer 3 different choices as you're raising your rates, and they can have the opportunity to, for a downsell. You don't necessarily have to post your rates on your website. You can post your packages and you can indicate which one is the most popular. And that kind of guides them to that. Usually your most popular is your mid-range. 15, sell the experience, not the price. And this is so true when it comes to VIP packages, when it comes to retreats, when it comes to anything like that. It is about the experience that they have with you. How did they feel when they came in? How did they feel when they left? 16. Now, I want to be careful as you're listening to this. I say study your competitors' high-end offers. I didn't say copy. I didn't say model. I said study them. And study them will allow you to pick and choose how you want to position your high-end offer, your rates as you raise them. Okay? 17. Start with swag. Well, we all know what swag is, right? They're gifts. And doesn't matter what it is, but people like little gifts. People like that human touch. And sometimes, giving them digital pens, Post-it notes, whatever is appropriate for your business, kind of buffers the raising of the rates. And it also allows you to, I'm giving them something. I'm giving them a gift. And you are giving them a gift, the swag, but you are also giving them the gift of the transformation. 18, use direct language when raising your prices. Don't beat around the bush. Just get to the point. Call a spade, and, speak confidently, speak with certainty. And when you do this, the perception is that you totally believe in yourself. You totally believe in that transformation. So I remember a time when I was just starting out and I was asking 2 women, they had been coaching with me together. sort of semi-private, and I was offering them to continue with me. And I went in and I was wishy-washy and I really wasn't confident. I I didn't say, this is your next step. This is what I believe your next step is. I didn't say I recommend this for your next step for what you want to accomplish. I went in and I discounted and said, well, for you, anybody ever done that? Yeah. Don't. Just say it right out in straight, confident language. Number 19, kind of touched on this. Don't justify or resist the urge to justify the price hike. Because as soon as you start that is when clients get into this objection mode. Just say it specifically, announce it cheerfully, directly, and you'll get it. Number 20, consider your clients, your unique clients, when you're raising those prices. Consider how they are going to feel. Put yourself in their shoes. How would they want to be approached about this, right? It's probably not something that you want to send out in a mass email. That's not how you would want to be treated, right? The old golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Remember how to treat them properly. Consider that particular client. If you're doing a face-to-face and you're nervous about it, practice, practice, practice. Okay? Yes, practice, practice, practice. Number 21 is remember the principle of repetition. Raising your prices the same time every year, that's repetition. Your clients will come to expect it. So is it January 1st? Is it September 1st? When are you going to annually do a price review and raise them? Everything else goes up in price. Why shouldn't your rates, right? So that was number 21. What other ways can you think of that will help you be confident and certain about raising your prices? 2 of them. Having a clear message, that your message gives tremendous value. And number 2, have a compelling, irresistible offer. When you have those, then raising your prices is going to feel in integrity. You're going to feel, I'm worth it. Okay? And you are. So those are the 21 ways that you can confidently raise your prices. Guess what? I know you can do this. Go out there, be unstoppable. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.